Reform UK has become Britain's largest party after overtaking Labour. That is according to the Times newspaper. Yeah, the new figures show the Labour Party has fallen below 250,000 paid-up members, suggesting it's lost one person in every 7 minutes since winning office last year. That means Reform UK, which has 268,631 paid-up members, according to its own live counter, is now the largest party. Let's talk to political commentator Piers Pottinger. Piers, good morning to you. Good morning. I mean, look, it's something for the party to celebrate, but we need to take a step back, don't we, and say...
Well, there you go. This is GB News Originals. I'm Emily Carver. Please do give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And do leave a comment. Let me know what you think.
Why is this happening? Why are so many people not only saying they would vote for reform in the opinion polls, but why are so many people putting their hands in their pockets to sign up? Because that's a completely different step.
Well, I think it's a measure of the anger that the people are feeling towards the traditional parties. We've seen the mess the Conservatives ended up making, and now the Labour Party, which seems to have completely ignored its manifesto, failed to keep its promises, taxed everyone. It's a total mess. And now we've just seen the very latest forecast where we look as though we're heading into recession, which is really worrying for this government. I mean, Reform have really motored, and they're now nearly 270,000. The other party that's really motoring is the Greens, and they're up to 170,000, which is a huge number. I mean, the Greens were a little joke a year ago, and now their leader, whatever you think of him, and I have to say he's a fairly odd bloke, but nevertheless, for the young, he is attracting a great deal of support. And it's also very interesting that one of the Labour Party manifesto pledges was to bring the voting in for 16-year-olds. They've gone very quiet on that. I wonder why.
Well, I was just about to put that to you, actually, Piers, because you do wonder if this is a triumph of social media and the triumph of the soundbite, because kids nowadays, I say kids, but, you know, those who are the 16-year-olds, they deal in these tiny little snippets.
Absolutely.
They seem to be able to manage a minute or 2 minutes, and that's it. And, of course, you know, both the Greens and Reform UK are both really good at that.
And, I mean, everything is shorter attention span. For example, American sitcom on television, every scene is a maximum of 2 minutes long, because that's how long they reckon someone can pay attention for. And
it's just amazing.
When you think about that, you see that on TikTok and Instagram, all the social media, it's all very small bites, and people are rather scatterbrained, and they see this and they sign up for things. I would say a large percentage of all parties, who maybe except, strangely enough, the Conservatives, whose membership is people who are very still committed to the Conservatives. I would love to know the average age, because I think it's probably quite high there still. But Reform, the point is the Reform Party are very good communicators. Nigel Farage is the best communicator in the country. David Bull, the chairman, is very good at communicating with members, and he's working incredibly hard all around the country. I mean, the Reform Party machine is now really looking quite slick and effective.
Well, yeah, the machine is looking good. The problem that Reform have got, when you look at all the polls and all the membership and all the rest of it, is that if there was a general election tomorrow, they would win.
Yes.
But they haven't got the team,
no.
Have they?
No, that's it.
We need a Reform shadow cabinet.
We do, and we still don't have that. And also, I think they have to be very careful about accepting every Tory defection that comes along, because otherwise they will soon be targets of the claim that they're just a bunch of old Tory, which people won't want to vote for. So Nigel Farage and his senior team have got to be very careful about who they allow to defect, because I think that can be negative rather than positive for them. And I also think that, you know, we're still a long way off from a general election, and the danger for Farage and his team is that they may have peaked too early.
Well, I was also going to point out that when under Jeremy Corbyn, under Jeremy Corbyn, they got a very big boost to numbers, which of course then didn't translate in the election.
Well, people also saw what Jeremy Corbyn was like, and I mean, you know, I mean, even his new party is a complete catastrophe, and it hasn't even really started yet. And the Labour Party is splintering everywhere. The Lib Dems, you would have thought, with 70 seats, would have built on that and built their support, but instead it's going backwards, because all that they seem to do is do fairground stunts, which doesn't really appeal to people. They, I think, are perhaps the most disappointing party, strangely enough. If I was a Lib Dem, I'd be really annoyed that no progress, literally no progress.
Despite all those new
Despite
MPs.
everything they had. And it's going nowhere. So, but there's no doubt, though, that at the moment, Reform are the party of the day, and they are the ones to beat. And of course, that's why Starmer is now changing his tactics from being more of a socialist. He's now trying to suck up to would-be Reform voters.
Yeah. All right, Piers. For now, thank you very much. We'll see you a little bit later. Now, at 7:10, the head of the Metropolitan Police, Sir Mark Rowley, has told shops and retailers that they need to do more to stop...
The Great Shift of Power. How regional mayors are rewriting the British political playbook. Welcome back to Britain Underneath, the place where we look beyond the theatrical debates of the House of Commons and pull back the curtain on the real machinery driving British politics. If you value sharp, uncompromising analysis on the future of our nation, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Joining the Britain Underneath community helps support independent political commentary. So take a second, click subscribe, and let us explore the shifting tides of power together. There is a quiet revolution taking place across the United Kingdom, one that is fundamentally altering how decisions are made, where public money is directed, and who ultimately wields authority over the daily lives of millions.
For decades, the story of British governance was entirely centralised around a tiny strip of land in central London. Westminster legislated, the Treasury budgeted, and Whitehall administered. The rest of the nation simply adapted. Yet, as the economic realities of the modern world hit local communities, that ancient model is fracturing. A profound decentralisation is underway, marked by the rapid rise of regional metro mayors and the creation of alternative hubs of executive authority. When prominent voices on national television express outrage over regional leaders making overtures toward international partners or attempting to influence trade and economic alignment, they are reacting to a symptom of a much larger systemic change. The central state is no longer the sole director of the national narrative. To understand why this shift is provoking such passionate debate across the media landscape, one must look at the structural friction between central national authority and regional autonomy. Take a moment to subscribe to Britain Underneath if you have not already. Your support allows us to keep breaking down these deep structural moves in British governance without the sensationalism found elsewhere. Consider the recent political friction surrounding regional figures stepping beyond the traditional boundaries of local administration. Reform back on top as the Burnham bounce falls flat. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Just 1 week ago, the political class was falling over itself to declare a new era. A fresh face in Downing Street, a friendlier tone, a sudden dip for reform,
and suddenly everyone was writing think pieces about the Great British Comeback. Funny how quickly that story is already unravelling. If you're new here, welcome to Britain Underneath, the channel that looks past the spin and tells you what's actually happening in this country. Before we get into it, if you want the real picture of UK politics without the noise, hit that subscribe button now, because this is exactly the kind of story we live for. Right, let's dive in.
So here's where we stand. The latest YouGov voting intention numbers have Reform back in front, up a point to 23%, edging past Labour, which sits unmoved on 22%. Barely a week ago, the mood was completely different. A separate poll had put Labour ahead for the first time in over a year, and the change of leadership seemed to be doing exactly what it was designed to do: generate a bounce, buy some breathing room, and shift the narrative away from a party that had been bleeding support for months. That bounce, it turns out, had a shelf life, and it's already expired. Let's talk about why. According to the pollster's own head of elections, there was a genuine, measurable lift in mood after the change at the top. People responded to something new. That's not surprising. That's just human nature. A fresh face tends to get a fresh look. But here's the catch, and it's the bit nobody wants to say out loud. Being liked more than your predecessor is not the same thing as being trusted to fix the country. The public still isn't convinced anything meaningful has shifted on the issues that actually keep people up at night: the cost of living, the price of energy, immigration. Warm words and a new tone in press conferences don't pay anyone's bills. And until people feel a genuine difference in their day-to-day lives, don't expect the polling to hold. Speaking of holding steady support, if you're finding this useful, now's a great time to subscribe to Britain Underneath, because we're not going anywhere, and neither is this story.
Now, if you zoom out and look at the broader picture, the polling tracker that averages every major pollster still has Reform narrowly ahead, with Labour and the Conservatives essentially neck and neck behind them. Reform's numbers are down significantly from their peak last year, no question about that, and there's a reason for it. The party's leader is currently facing scrutiny over how certain donations were declared before he became an MP. He denies any wrongdoing, and he's chosen to resign his seat entirely, forcing a by-election next week, one where, remarkably, the major parties have decided not to even field a candidate against him. Take a breath on that one for a second, because it says something rather telling about where British politics currently sits. The formal inquiries are on pause until after that vote, but they are very much not going away. What does all of this actually tell us? It tells us that the political mood in this country right now is shallow water, easily disturbed and just as easily settled again. A change of face can move the numbers for a fortnight. It cannot move them for a parliament. The real test isn't who looks better on a Tuesday morning press round. It's who can actually shift the everyday reality for people struggling with bills, rent, and the cost of simply getting by. Nobody has done that yet. And until someone does, expect this seesaw to keep swinging, week after week, poll after poll. That's the picture as it stands today, and trust us, it will not stay the same for long.